From the Secretary of the Pacific Community, Mr. Christopher Wansley, from the Asian Development Bank. Very good morning to you all. Colleagues, this morning, our chief guest today, and as you all know, will be the Minister responsible for disaster management. He is no stranger to us. He has been championing post-disaster needs assessment since its inception in 2013. And again, this is the second time we're doing this, and is again at the helm. With no further ado, as I mentioned, no need for any further introduction. I now invite the Minister. So.
Nisambul Vinaka, and a very good morning to you all. It is again my great pleasure to welcome you all to today, which is day 30 after the devastation of Tropical Cyclone Winston. Today is the last day of the state of declaration period, and given the surge for continuous humanitarian response, the National Disaster Management Council has advised Cabinet and decided to extend the period to an additional 30 days. And that is why we are gathered here today. Government officials, volunteers, NGOs, development partners are on the ground ensuring those affected by Winston have access to food, water, and shelter. To our development partners, may I take this opportunity to convey the Prime Minister's heartfelt appreciation to the condolences for our people and the generous support received to date. We express our profound gratitude for your unwavering support and for standing by our side in these difficult times. Tropical Cyclone Winston, as you all know, was one of the most severe cyclones to ever hit the South Pacific. 50,000 people have been affected by the cyclone, and approximately 40% of the country's population. These figures include 120,000 children under the age of 18, and more than 3,100 people with disabilities. Shelter, food, water, health, sanitation and hygiene, education, and protection have been identified as the most urgent needs for the affected people. And again, may I reiterate government's appreciation for those of you who have spent sleepless hours reaching out to those in need. We will continue to maximize operational presence and ensure that deployment and mobility become visible on the ground. Your support in our ongoing humanitarian efforts is critical for success. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had the privilege to launch the process at the inception training after TC Evans in 2013. In my delivery, I mentioned that the PDNA methodology is here to stay. The tools and methodology will stay with us, with government agencies and partners alike, so that they can be mainstreamed in the way we conceive disaster preparedness and response. I carry with me the support of my senior officials under my portfolio and, of course, the leading role of the Strategic Planning Office. We will be working closely with the World Bank, the United Nations, EU, and the Pacific Community on means of how we can institutionalize and operationalize the PDNA methodology. High on the agenda will be the need to conduct trainings at the divisional district levels to allow our officials to familiarize themselves on the methodology and the degree of data sets that would be required in such an exercise. Those were my comments way back in 2013. Today is the continuous realization of this undertaking, which is very timely as we gear up for another PDNA undertaking after TC Winston decimated the livelihoods of our people last month. Your presence here today is no mere coincidence. You have been carefully selected ahead of your peers to gain first-hand knowledge and exposure on the PDNA methodology in the hope that government will be relying on your expertise on the conduct of the TC Winston PDNA. Please make good use of every opportunity it has to offer, and I expect you to stay on for the duration of the 4 days, and the Strategic Planning Office officials will provide me with a report on the participation of government officials at the conclusion of the training. Last week, the Secretariat of the Pacific Community facilitated a similar 2-day training for development partners. And this is a testament of commitment on the PDNA process And as government officials, we will need to go above and beyond expectations to complement these efforts. The Post-Disaster Needs Assessment, or PDNA, as we commonly refer to, this damage assessment and recovery planning exercise endeavors to review available damage and loss data, integrate and supplement the data analysis as necessary, and refine the prioritization of recovery and preparedness activities through a pragmatic recovery plan, which not only analyzes disaster efforts, but defines recovery from a human, sociocultural, economic, and environmental perspective. Despite our vulnerability, the regular occurrence of natural disaster will continue as usual. The PDNA not only gives us the opportunity to better position our collective capacity to respond when disaster occurs, but it also take on a long-term strategic approach on how best to mitigate, adapt, and minimize the risk from future disasters, which has become regular than ever before. The next 3 weeks are likely to be intense as you crunch the data, both quantitative and qualitative, and as you tinker with important variables with a view to crafting measures to restore livelihoods, productivity, and generally to building back better. As you prepare to do so, let me highlight very briefly what comes to mind as perhaps 3 key drivers of the exercise that you are about to undertake. One, this impact assessment and planning exercise must paint a comprehensive picture of post-disaster conditions and distinct needs and priorities of different social groups. In other words, we are looking beyond damage and loss assessment. We are looking to do justice to the human recovery aspect of the disaster, and one which no doubt the methodology at hand will focus on squarely. In doing so, we are also looking to build solid disaster risk management strategy into the plan to support recovery. Previously, the approach used is based on estimate of damages for emergency response and long-term rehabilitation without any long-term strategic approach. The PDNA will provide pivotal data beyond the physical damages to the property, infrastructure, and productive assets. It also accounts for losses resulting from the disruption of economic flows brought by the disaster. This significant loss dimension is not covered in the conventional assessments carried out thus far. The PDNA provides the necessary information for government, development partners, and all stakeholders to respond to short, medium, and long-term needs and priorities. It strives to provide the necessary strategy to address needs in a more targeted approach to ensure that limited resources available are used effectively. Second, the exercise must necessarily result in a set of pragmatic measures that can be easily translated into a resource mobilization plan. And lastly, let us not forget the significant capacity development nature of this exercise and the very fact that we are in this room today. This is the second PDNA to be conducted in Fiji, and training such as this will be ongoing, and we look forward to the World Bank, United Nations, EU, and ADB, and the Secretariat of the Pacific Community and bilateral partners for their support. It is my hope that you will have a sense of appreciation and put in that extra effort to fully grasp the PDNA concepts during the 4-day training. Please do take time to read the PDNA report for TC Evan and note that this is the basis of which any report will be based upon. I am confident that these 4 days of intense learning will lead to the effective, pragmatic, and output-oriented application of the methodology and the tools you will learn about during this workshop. Before I leave you in the able hands of your trainers to commence the day's proceedings, in earnest, let me thank you all, colleagues and partners, for your dedication and assistance. In particular, we are grateful to the World Bank, the United Nations, the European Union, the Asian Development Bank for supporting the PDNA, and for the Pacific Community for facilitating today's training. I very much look forward to its output. In concluding, may I take this opportunity, I know that he will be arriving this afternoon, to welcome Mr. Roberto Jovel into the country and the technical lead of the PDNA, Mr. Michael Bonti from the World Bank, and the partner experts who will be arriving earlier next month. Your support and contribution is vital to our efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to declare the post-disaster needs assessment training open. Vinawalewe and Danyabad.